Hey, what's up guys? So you want to clean your EGR, probably for a good reason. My car's idling a bit dodgy when it's cold. So the tools you'll need is a T30 hex bit and just get an Allen key set. I'm not sure which Allen key this is, but that's the one. And these are all the screws you actually only have to remove. So you only have to remove 1, 2, 6, 7. There's only 7 screws you have to remove and loosen 2. So it's pretty easy. Let me just chuck that down. Alright, so first things first, you want to loosen this guy here so that this can pop straight off. Don't know if I'll be able to do this one hand. Yep, there we go. So you just want to pop that off once that's loosened. And then you got to loosen this guy right here. And that should pop out like that. It's got a little rubber seal on it, so you shouldn't just lose it, which is good. And you just bend that open a little bit. Probably don't bend it too much, you don't want to weaken it for when you're reusing it. And just pop that down. There we go. Alright. So, and you might think that, so there's actually like a bracket, this thing right here, that holds this to this, well, to the top half of this, if you separate that. So you still won't be able to pull it up. And you would think that it's these 2 bolts here holding this in, but it's actually not. This is a little frustrating, but you know what? I'm going to flashlight this up. So you see that hole, that little silver bit right. Ooh, that's probably too much. There we go. So that gold bit right there, the one that the screw's missing, you got to take that one off. And it is a T30, same one of these ones. So you don't actually need to take this off at all because you can see straight through when this is off. Alright, then you got to get this one off, which is, I believe, is another T30, and then you have to get this one. And then you have to get all 4 of these, which can be a bit challenging, especially the ones down here. That one there, and the one on the other side was particularly challenging because it's hard to get to. I used a combination of just an Allen key with a screwdriver and just sort of like until that's actually the first one I took out, because if you can get that loosened, you can use your fingers to do the rest. So I definitely recommend getting that one out first. To get the bolts under there and the one under there, you can actually use one of these. I wish I tried this on the one over there under that side when I was taking it apart. But yeah, it actually perfectly fits in, and you could even get like, you know, a little adapter thingy so you can use the impact. But yeah, I've used this so many times on my car, it's not funny. To get the bumper off on the front, just like there's just, you know, like with this bit, you can't reach these like bolts in there unless you turn the tire out, and you turn the tire the other side to get it the other side. So it's just, these corner tools, incredibly useful. Definitely recommend it. And then probably that one, and then these ones, because you can actually get a tool in there. And it is an incredibly messy job. So I definitely recommend using gloves or keep a lot of paper towels. So once you've done that, you just like, yeah, pull it straight out, just like so. Yeah, this actually pulls completely out like that. So that's got a little electric connection there, little sensor, and so does over here, I believe, somewhere. Where are you? There it is. It's this one right here. So you just got to unplug that from there, and then you're pretty much done. You can just pull it straight out after that. So yeah, you just got to make sure those connectors are unplugged. Don't yank that. And yeah, then get cleaning. So this is what mine looks like now. Since I just cleaned it. Let's see if I can get the sun to go straight down there. There we go. So it's looking pretty good. I'll put up a photo of what it looked like. It was pretty bad. Definitely needed to be done. And this is my EGR. I know, right? It's even got a shine on how clean it is. So, sorry, keep that straight. And yeah, it's very messy job. You probably want to get yourself some of this stuff. As you can tell, this is where I was doing a bit of spraying. It's liquid moly, diesel engine intake decarb. Good stuff. I probably used about over half of it trying to get that clean. You're supposed to spray that directly into the intake to clean out all the valves and such, but I don't know how much of a difference it's really going to make, because spraying that on this, it literally just like softens it, and then I needed to use a toothbrush to like scrub at it to actually get it off. And like at the start I was using a spoon. Actually, I'll show you how much it got off. Oh, I didn't realize it was wet there. Go. But yeah, this is full of paper towels and just like black sludge, as you can tell. It's a lot of black sludge. Oh, I don't want the ants to get it. There you go. And that's the spoon I was using. It was pretty useful. Definitely recommend to get it, to really scrape it in there. Yeah, so I just scraped in as far as I could here, because apparently if you take this off, it can start messing with, like, you have to like take parts of the fuel off and such to actually get to some of these bolts. So I didn't want to do that. I'm going to leave that and see if it fixes my idle problem, because it was like, this was pretty caked. So yeah, that's it. And then I'm not going to change the gaskets because they look fine and there's still a lot of spring to them and they're rubber, so they did actually squish back out. If you look at that, you can see there's a bit of a rubber lip on it. So I reckon they'll be fine to squish back down. And yeah, I hope this helps, and like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll hope this helps, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Yeah, also, so at the end, I'm gonna still put some of the rest of the decarb spray stuff, this stuff. I'm gonna put the rest of that in the engine, like it says, run it for 20 minutes or whatever to warm it up, and then just do the intervals, spray for 3 seconds, let the engine run for a minute or something, and then spray for whatever it says. You got to read the thing to know what it says properly. But yeah, so I just routed it through into the intake part that goes into this bit, and I have it going all the way up to about here, so it sprays into there, because this is probably the closest I think you can really get it to the actual engine, so you can get to the valves. And I think yeah, there's no sensors to remove or anything. I just loosen that, pulled it off, thread it through. Now, I did that when this was off, so I'm gonna have to pull this fully off, or pull this off and pull it that way. Actually, it's probably a bit easier. But yeah, I definitely recommend this, because I think this is probably the easiest way to get it in. You don't have to remove any sensors or anything, and it's still a tight seal around it because you still clamp it down onto it. And I tested it because it's such a hard cable. Yeah, it grabs really well around it, and it still doesn't reduce the flow because it's such a hard cable. So yeah, I think this is the way to do it, to be as close to the engine as you can, with still, having everything closed up and like it should be running as it is. Not, too much air, too little air, not filtering anything, because it wouldn't be, like, if you take this off, obviously it's not filtering anything. If you look at the dust of my engine and where I am and the wind, I think a filter would be a good idea. So yeah.